name is David Wicks. I'm Vice President in Nasdaq's Listing Services Group. And we have a great guest here joining us today, Mary Dillon, who is the CEO of Ulta Beauty. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thanks. And Mary, you joined Ulta in 2013.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your background.
A little bit about my background. Well, I've been working hard for a long time. I'll start with that. I started out in the consumer packaged goods world at the Quaker Oats Company in the 1980s, and that later became PepsiCo. So a lot of my career was around consumer driven businesses, and then I became the global head of marketing for McDonald's and ran a telecommunications company in Chicago for a few years, and now here I am at Ulta Beauty. So bringing together a lot of different experiences to drive our business.
That's amazing. And one of the things I'm always interested in from a company's perspective is their culture and the talent that it draws. And tell me a little bit more about Ulta's culture.
Well, thank you for asking, because I think it's actually one of the most important topics for a CEO to focus on. I'm really proud about our culture. It's really about putting our guests and our associate at the center of everything we think about. I think a lot of people say that, but I believe, really act on that. So a lot of what we do is try to make the job for our associates as easy as possible so they can focus on the guests. It's really a values-based but performance-oriented culture. And frankly, at the end of the day, it's really about listening to people who serve our guests every day and getting ideas from them.
And we were talking a little bit earlier, the number of employees at Ulta has grown significantly over the past decade. I think we were talking from 20,000 to now over 30.
Yeah, this is something I'm really proud about. You know, we've been growing, so creating jobs and great career opportunities for lots of folks. And I think that's a wonderful thing about retail and growing retailers. So we have over 36,000 employees today. I think it was about 20,000 in 2013. So that's huge growth.
That's amazing growth.
Yeah, and you know, over 92% of our associates are women, so that's pretty cool too. We're creating a lot of great career paths for our associates.
Yeah, and if you were to say, what's unique about Ulta? How would you define it?
Well, okay, we use this phrase called all things beauty all in one place. So in a capsule, that's an easy way to think about that. It's a very emotional experience. So we've got over 1,000 stores in the U.S., plus a growing e-commerce site that's fantastic. And it's about bringing together everything in beauty that our guests loves, from categories across the board, from hair care to makeup, of course, skin care, fragrance, everything you can think of across the board, brands and price points, in an environment that's really fun and inviting. Plus, we have services. So every single Ulta has a full-service hair salon. We do brows, we do makeup, we do skincare. And so for us, it's about a very immersive, exciting experience. And only Ulta Beauty offers all that.
So it's funny, we were talking earlier, so I've had an opportunity to visit your Ulta store in Homedale, New Jersey, where I live. And you walk in the store, and there's so much going on, right? There's almost like a buzz when you walk through the doors. And it's kind of interesting to observe that as a male and just see everything going on
well, I consider you very insightful, and I'm really seriously, I'm really happy that you noticed that, because there is a buzz in the air. There's energy. It's beauty happening in real time. So you see, folks getting their hair blown out, or makeup applied, or just getting help from an associate, or shopping on your own if you don't want help, right? So it's really about for the folks who love beauty, and there's a lot of beauty enthusiasts out there. They love the experience of shopping at Ulta Beauty for exactly the reason you said.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Innovation is probably so important for a company like yours. And what are some of the ways that your team capitalizes on this?
Yeah, well, listen, nothing is static as it relates to consumers and how they think about experiences they want, what products they want to buy, services, as well as how they want to shop. So everything we do is about innovation, I think I'd say. At the core, one of our key strategies, of course, is offering assortment that our guests love. So that's a key part of innovation. I think in 2016 we launched almost 70 new brands. Just last year alone. We've got all sorts of new brands that we've launched this year, from MAC, which we're rolling out, which is very exciting, Bumble and Bumble. We've got some cool brands that are kind of invented by influencers directly on the internet that we're taking to our guests. So Morphe is a good example, Dose of Colors. So it's about finding cool brands, big and small, that our guests can experience, but also innovating the experience. So coming into our store and making sure that there's always something there that's really on spot for our guests.
And just from the brands from the internet, has technology helped that? You leverage that?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, you can't be a modern retailer without really being every place that your guest thinks about your category. So for Ulta Beauty, it's about having a great social presence. It's about connecting with influencers. We just had an event with a woman named Jaclyn Hill, who is a palette that she's done exclusively for Ulta, for the Morphe brand. And she did a live event, and there were folks lined up down the street in
Wow.
California for this event. They're finding folks like this that really speak to our guests about beauty. So it's about being everywhere she's thinking and shopping, having a great mobile app that our guests love, a great loyalty program. Those are all areas that we continue to innovate.
So let's talk about the loyalty program.
Yes.
I think more than 25 million loyal customers. What draws people to that program? It's so successful.
Well, first of all, if you're shopping at Ulta, you better be in the loyalty program. I'm telling you right now, because
I have members of my family in the loyalty
okay,
program.
good.
So-
I'm happy to know that because our guests love it. So we have over 25 million guests right now in the loyalty program, and they drive the vast majority of sales at Ulta because they love it. It's very simple. You sign up, and we get your email address, and we start engaging in a relationship with our guests with all sorts of cool, information about specials, exclusives, tips, and trends. But the guest gets points for every dollar that she spends at Ulta. She gets points that she can then use for anything in the store. And that is something we know a lot about our guests. She loves the fact that we serve up offers to her that are meaningful, and it's a great asset for us.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out two numbers, 86 and third. Does that mean anything
Yes,
to you?
thank you. Thank you, yes. Well, this is a cool thing. So we're celebrating our the 10-year anniversary of our IPO, right? And we're celebrating the fact that we've opened up our first store in Manhattan. Now, let me be clear.
Congratulations.
We've got 40 stores all around New York. So if we've got a lot of stores here already, but in Manhattan, of course, it's a very special event for us. So it's on the Upper East Side. The official grand opening is later this week, but we're already open for business, and business is going really well.
Congratulations.
It's really a cool way to show New York what Ulta Beauty is all about.
That's
86
awesome.
and third, you're right.
86 and third,
Yes.
the two most important numbers. And then maybe a last question. Since joining Ulta, what are you most proud of?
Honestly, there are so many. I've never been more proud in my career of what we've accomplished at Ulta in terms of our growth, employment, guests. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool that we're the Nasdaq 100. That was a cool event. That was something to be very proud about. I think it gave us recognition about the kind of progress we've made as a company and the growth that we're having. So that was very proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Mary, thank you.
Thank you.
For all our viewers out there, thank you for joining this episode of Facebook Live with Mary Dillon, the CEO of Ulta Beauty. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.